continue our talk about grammar, and today we'll discuss the topic of compound subjects. Before we start, we have a simple subject. When I say Omar visited Ahmed yesterday, or when I say I visited Ahmed yesterday, I is the subject, and this is a simple subject. However, when I say Omar and I visited Ahmed yesterday, this is a compound subject. So what's a compound subject? A compound subject is joined by and generally, and it takes a plural verb. For example, Peru and Chile are South American countries. Here we can find that there is a compound subject which consists of Peru and Chile. So we add a plural verb which is are. Alright? Great. So before we continue, let's just revise this important rule. We have something called coordinating conjunctions. It's also a part of creating a compound subject. We have three types or four types of these coordinating conjunctions. First, we have both and. Second, we have not only but also. Third, we have either or. And lastly, we have neither nor. As we can see from example A, both my mother and my sister are here. If we use both and, this expression which is both and, we always have a plural verb. However, with not only but also and either or and neither nor, we only pay attention to the second subject, which is closest to the verb. The verb must agree with the subject that's closest to it, and we disregard the number of the subject that's away from the verb. So let's take a look. Example B. Not only my mother but also my sister is here. Here we have two subjects. The first one is my mother, and it's combined to my sister. So we have a compound subject consisting of my mother and my sister. And we have a verb which is. This verb should only agree in number with my sister. Why? Because it's the closest to it. So if my sister is singular, we should have a singular verb. If the sentence had been my sisters, which is plural, we would have used are. Let's take a look at another example. Example C. Not only my sister but also my parents are here. Like I said, in not only and but also, not only but also expressions, we only pay attention to the second subject. So the verb of the sentence must agree with the subject that's closest to it, which is in this case parents. And since parents is plural, we have a plural verb. All right. The same applies to neither nor and either or. Example D, neither my mother nor my sister is. Why? Because the subject closest to the verb, which is my sister, is singular. Example E, neither my sister nor my parents are. We use are, which is a plural verb. Why? Because Uh, Parents is plural, the word parents is plural, and it's the closest one to the verb. This is great. Let's get back to our main text. Let's read the examples. Peru and Chile are South American countries. This is a compound subject. It consists of Peru and Chile, so we use are. Either the battery or the starter needs replacement. With either or, we only focus on the subject that's closest to the verb. And since the word starter is singular, we use a singular verb. Example 3. Neither the Hendersons nor the Chongs want to attend the concert. Here we use the plural verb because the Chongs is plural. Example 4. Neither the players nor the coach agrees with the referee's call. Here we have two subjects. The first one is players, which is plural. The second one is coach, which is singular. And we know that in neither nor and either or, the verb must agree in number with the subject closest to it. So since coach is singular, we use a singular verb. We should not focus or pay attention to the subject I mentioned before. Example 5. Neither the coach nor the players agree with the referee's call. Here, the first subject is singular, which is coach, and the second subject is plural, which is players. And as we know, neither nor, when in neither nor sentences, the verb agrees in number with the subject closest to it. So since players is plural, we have a plural verb. Let's work on these examples. Example A. The producer and director of Schindler's List was Steven Spielberg. This is a tricky question, although you might think that this is a compound subject and it consists of two things. However, they're basically the same person. They are, in fact, the same person, so we use was because they are the same person. However, he holds two titles. He is both the producer and director of that movie. Number 2. 8 crew members and a captain were hired for the cruise. This is a classic example of a compound subject combined by and it's plural. Number 3. Neither her manuscript nor her research notes were lost in the fire. Here I used were, which is the plural verb. Why? Because notes, which is the closest subject to the verb, because notes is plural. Whoopi Goldberg or Billy Crystal is. With or, we use a singular subject because we are making a choice. We're giving different options. Either it means one of them only is presenting the next word, but the speaker is not sure whether the presenter would be Whoopi Goldberg or Billy Crystal. 5 also is a tricky question. Rice and beans is her favorite meal. If rice and beans is one dish, we use is. However, if rice is a separate dish and beans is also a different separate dish, so we have two separate dishes, we use are. It depends on the context and on the meaning the speaker is trying to convey. Thank you, class.